Have you made any arrests in connection to the arms and stolen supplies we confiscated?
No, nor do I expect to. The criminal element on Korsun knew about the assassination of the Clerk hours before we did. Most of the personnel directly involved have exiled themselves to bandit gangs. Furthermore, much of the contraband was run through several layers of proxies, many of whom didn't know what they were transporting. Every lead fragments out to dozens of innocuous organizations, many of whom are outside our jurisdiction or are no longer in operation.
What about the other leads, such as those dark-colored trucks that were seen transporting personnel to and from the docks at odd hours? Who's behind that suspicious activity?
An Iotor finance shipping company, part of a larger conglomerate, owned in majority by a silent partner.
By the time I located the shipping company's distribution center, it was being cleared out. Apparently they filed for bankruptcy recently. All their documents are being seized by creditors associated with an Iotor conglomerate. There's not a strong enough link to justify further search warrants.
Surely we could figure out who manufactured the arms and then trace the transactions from the source.
Well, I can answer that question already. The weapons bear coalition government insignias. Many of the serial numbers trace back to Soldier Union weapons cooperatives, or Volterran defense firms.
What? Since when are our governments keeping the policy of supplying weapons to criminals and terrorists?
The excess arms were created during the Dragon Wars, when the Coalition was tasked to mobilize millions of new troops from several factions. However, no one expected the sudden ceasefire that occurred late in the war. The Coalition found itself with many surplus weapons. Most of them were stored in unsecured locations.
So the Coalition made more weapons than they needed, and now they're being bought and sold by our enemies. Why am I not surprised?
It's not a total loss, Captain. I've alerted many of the armory commanders. They are tightening up security and have begun dismantling their excess stockpiles.
I dread to think that we've only seized a small fraction of the weapons that have already been stolen, smuggled, and trafficked.
In that regard, you are likely correct, though our seizure has likely put pressure on the criminal elements whose finances we've disrupted. If we continue to be vigilant and be diligent in our prosecution of new leads, they will make more mistakes which we can exploit. Our efforts against corruption will not be won with a single act, Captain. At least now we have enough arms and ammunition to last the garrison months if we use it well. Let's start the firing drills, Captain.
Very well. Soldiers, assemble and prepare for firing drills.
Today we will practice firing against practice targets on the range. I have replaced the target sheets with fresh ones, so no previous lucky shots will skew our result history today. Focus on shooting accurately, not quickly.
First squad, step forward and ready weapons. You may fire when ready.
John Ander, guard number 7. I see that you are the only one who hit near center mass, but that is a shoulder hit. How combat effective do you think the enemy would be at this point?
I figure if their arm is wounded, then the enemy is down to a pistol, right? How harmful could that be?
Quite. How harmful, you might ask? That is how dangerous an enemy with a pistol can be, if they are accurate. It will not matter how well armed you are if you cannot hit the target.
Regulations state that every active duty garrison soldier is to practice once per week with at least 80 rounds expended. I do not see the results of active duty soldiers. What I see is an unpracticed militia. Therefore, I'm going to triple that to 3 times per week, and I want to see results by the end of the month. Anyone who cannot hit that target after that much practice is either deficient or inept. Regardless, I will not tolerate incompetence.
Repeat what I just said.
Anyone who can't hit the target by the end of the month is fired?
Exactly. Now, I will not let anyone who wishes to put in the effort fail. I will remain here at the practice range for at least the rest of the day, training those who are willing to put in the extra time. For the rest of you, drills will continue at the beginning, middle, and end of each week until evaluations at the end of the month.
Those who wish to continue practicing on your own time may remain. As for the rest of you, dismissed!